Okay, I'm just going to talk to you guys because honestly, I'm not a very good speaker to begin with. So thank you so much for being here. Good night. So today is all, I don't speak very well, so we're going to play a game. We are basically going, my goal today is to make you rage quit and leave. So if you do that, you get a sticker and I wave goodbye and I've done my job correctly. So in Cape Town, I triggered 2 people, so I apologize. If you have mental issues like I do, send me your therapy bill. But today's point is to basically make you feel the pain that your poor users have to go to when you think you know everything. So that's what we're working with. I'm just going to give everyone another 6 minutes. But yeah, just make sure you can got a decent internet connection. As I said, if is anyone running off data? Okay, I'm sorry.
Louise?
Come up here, come. I don't know if this is the speaker's network or not, but you know, you guys are all my friends. Oh, fuck. No, sorry. If you guys, I'm not very PC, I'm not very user-friendly myself, so I'm very seldom fit for human consumption, so bear with me. Okay, so if anyone needs the Wi-Fi password, come up to the speaker stand. It's up here. Okay. Time check, anyone? 22. All right. Okay, so everyone, stable internet connection. If you don't, come grab the password. If you've got an iPhone, again, I apologize. Sorry? No. I'm running the slides without my speaker notes, so again, I apologize. This is my assistant who's running VR. Are we live on the VR stream?
The unicorn in the room.
Are we? Okay, so the VR people, please, during the first task, use VR before your name, because we are giving a whole lot of separate prizes for the VR stream versus the in-person stream. All right, so let's begin. Ooh. I don't shut up. Everyone thinks I'm a natural speaker because I don't shut up. It's not true. So who am I? My name is Louise van der Bijl. On a good day, I consider myself a full-stack front-end developer and designer. On a bad day, I translate WooCommerce into Afrikaans. And considering I'm not an Afrikaans speaker, this is very, very, very bad. So I do everything from code to graphics. I do user experience, right through to end game where we go live. So I'm end-to-end, jack of all trades. Sorry. So the Sin Seeker Hunt. This is what we're doing today. We are basically going to be working through probably the worst website I've ever had to bring myself to design. I was in therapy. It took me 4 days. So each task or each bug element that we're going to be working through, if you interact with it, you will be getting points. The leaderboard will bring up every now and then each stage is literally, I'm showing you what is wrong. And if you, as I said, if you want to rage quit, please just do me a favor, raise your hand, give me a reason. Karika has got some swag for you. If it's an honest reason. I've got some stickers because, of course, this is my talk, we've got to have stickers. And Microsoft was kind enough to give us some lanyards. So my goal is to frustrate you. As I said, in Cape Town, I had 2 people get so triggered by what I had done, they had to leave the talk. They couldn't understand why I was dancing on the stage when they did that. Apparently, I offended them. So what is usability? Usability is not the user experience, it's your user interface. So it's this great overlap between experience, technology, and business, and it is a team sport. And why should developers learn UX? Rather UI. So you guys know data. Like, data's your thing. As a user UXer or a front-ender, you know the experience, what you want your user to feel and behave like. Trying to get the two to talk together is usually World War III. So business also, your guys' game is documentation. So when no one can use your data, or the data's there and it's impossible to get what you want from your user, you've actually failed. So knowing how it all fits together and taking your user into account, it actually means the difference between a happy user and a frustrated user. UXers shouldn't know how to present your data. You should know how to actually bring it forward. However, you should also know how to take a table into responsive view, because a UXer doesn't even think like that. Devs should know how to present stuff and also know how to get what you want from the user. The emotional feeling of your user is important, but if you're not giving them what they want or what you need them to have versus what you need from them, what's the point? So pull it together. The principles that I'm about to show you, or rather shove down your throat, are important because it actually means the make or break between a happy user, frustrated user, and a paying client. So let's begin. Please will everyone go to sinseeker.co.za. Your goal is to register. People playing the home game, do me a favor, do not use web tools, that's cheating. And I will know, because I'm logging everything. So your goal is to register, then I want you to go get onto your account page, and I just want you to change one thing. You can change your name, your photo, whatever you feel. And if you do get really stuck, please raise your hand. I know, right? Ta-da! Is anyone complaining on VR yet?
They're confused.
Okay. Yeah. Everyone, there are 2 entry points on the home page to the register page. And just to let you know that every single example that I built was pre-done. This is taken from a live website that I've worked on over the past 20 years. Okay.
So user registration is not allowed, apparently.
Oh, shit.
You check the settings on your site.
It's not a bug, it's a feature. Hold on. Are you being serious? Please pause while we have technical difficulties. Actually, yes, but you actually have all the swag already.
Exactly.
Oh, God. If I could just find my mouse, that would be great. What? Oh, God. I'm not user-friendly.
We have a comment from Robert in Slack saying this is awful.
Which Robert is this?
It just, and Dion, your bear says oof. That's what I'm here for, by the way.
So the good. Okay, my hugest apologies. I actually had a couple of people hack me over the weekend, and I think this was retaliation for the testing users that I actually did. Please do a refresh for me and try again. My apologies, home users.
We have Roscoe, who is outraged already.
Okay, please make sure you put VR outrage when you eventually get to register, and I'll send you a sticker pack, because that's fantastic. All right, so this site, this register process was based off a website I got asked to build 3 years ago. Okay, is everyone registered? Can you get there? Fantastic.
I love the ease of use.
Ease of use. I'm logged in because I'm the administrator.
I'm logged in. I'm in the green.
No. Well, no one look at my beautiful CSS. this was actually running at 10 times the speed, and my mentor said that I would have to have a legal piece of paper before anyone came into the talk because I might seriously trigger someone's epilepsy. Okay, so I'm going to continue with the talk. And my apologies for the technical difficulties. Okay, ooh. Jeez. This was so smooth in Cape Town. Okay. It is the room. Okay, so as you guys realized or saw, chaos was the golden thread here. I had everything that was supposed to be there. There was supposed to have input controls. I was supposed to have navigation controls, information, and containers. Everything was there. But could you actually consume it? And the answer is no. Did you get triggered? Hell yes. Colors. Something as simple as colors were wrong. And the site does auto-log you out after 2.5 minutes of non-interaction. However, you do get a point if you log back in. So I'm trying to make it.
I tried using the upload avatar that's taking you to a video instead of a picture.
Ta-da! Just change your profile name and that'll work just as well. You'll get the same points. So everything could have been solved with two things: a register menu item or a register button that actually said register. Always remember that entry points into any functionality on your site is really important, and to make sure that it is very clear to your user. Always consider your 3-click rule. Anything on your site should be available within 3 clicks. And even that rule is broken because you got to the register page within 3 clicks. But still, consider common sense. So function without form means absolutely nothing, as you've just seen. But form without function is art. And art can be left into interpretation, which means your client can interpret if they're going to pay you or not. Bringing it together is absolutely everything, and sometimes it is as simple as using the right colors. You've got to think about your layout, your readability, in this day and age, your accessibility. And the user journey encapsulates all of this. But to get the functionality usable will create a well-rounded app. So the rule 2 that I want to bring to you is strive for consistency. That homepage was gorgeous, but was it usable? Absolutely not. The second page was very, very loosely linked. So you never want your users to wonder whether they're doing the right thing, or even if they're on the right site. You want to use the same language, same colors, fonts, icons, right throughout your application, because a confused user goes away. Non-existent users don't pay. So we also want to kind of stand on the shoulders of giants. We have trained users over the past 15 years that the hamburger menu in responsive mode means a menu. Why would you try and innovate and make it a heart? So always bring together what has been done previously, and sure, innovation is great, but don't do it for the use of innovation. Use common sense at all given times. And just remember, always allow your users to have an exit point. I don't know if anyone noticed, there was no cancel button. To try and get back to the home page, thank goodness I couldn't break the rule. I couldn't find the JavaScript. You could actually click on the little icon and it could get you there. But you were stuck. Yeah.
Robert says that your avatar looks like Hitler.
Ta-da! One of my favorite quotes is, I do WordPress because I was Hitler in a past life. So I'm swapping slides now. Okay, so Bruce Lee said, be water, be fluid. You need to be able to carry your user in a way that is effortless and natural. And bombarding your user with anything is like being dragged across a gravel road instead of floating around and floating down a river in a rubber ducky. Overkill of anything is death. And I do apologize for the next demo. All right, will everyone please go in? Please find the overdose link. I want you to comment on that blog post, please. If you're a bitch, I will remove your points. Kind of looks like a Facebook page now, doesn't it? So, just for fun and games, this is one of my favorite slides of all time. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So please continue playing around with it. I'm going to continue, else we will run out of time. So overkill of anything, and especially in our current, the landscape of the internet at the moment is little 1 sentence, 4 adverts, 1 sentence, 4 adverts, 10 pop-ups, a flash at the top, flash at the bottom. And that little X that is next to impossible to find is the evil idea of someone who hates humanity on a very, very nasty level. Overuse of pointless elements of information, changing the golden thread as you work down a singular page, which happens a lot with the Facebook crowd. It means you lose your users' interest, or they get so frustrated that they don't come back. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Please take this and build it into your psyche. And when in doubt, go back to rule 1 and 2. Keep it consistent and remember your KISS. So, we talk about informative feedback when we use interfaces. You need to be able to talk to your user. Use messages, use visual cues, like everyone knows that an asterisk in red means it's a required field. An uninformed user is an overreacting drama queen. If you've ever used the LastPass application on Android, you've got 2-factor authentication on, you send SMS code. No code comes through, so you push it a few more times. 2 minutes later, thanks to South African telecoms, you get 15 SMSs. God help you if you entered those incorrectly, because then you get locked out for 24 hours. All that needed to happen there was a simple message that would have said, message sent, and we would have calmly waited. So just remember that a calm user is a cooperative user. A cooperative user doesn't log support tickets. So, let's go. Please, in the main menu, you will see something that says functions, and we're just going to walk through a step-by-step process. It's very easy, I promise. Lying through my teeth. How's VR looking?
We have Roscoe, who's a fan of your Nick Cage pick. That's what we have currently. And Skulk's sharing more of the stuff.
Nicolas Cage is my favorite meme at the moment.
No.
So where I'm seeing the facial expressions at the moment, and I know I hit my mark. So when we talk about working with your user, you need to make sure that you are a forgiving human being, and your system is following that. You want to be able to make sure that your user can undo, they can go back, they can even exit if they want to. You want to break things up into sizable, edible chunks. Nothing is more scary than a form that has 50 input fields that you have to scroll like 55 times to see what you want to do. In my case, I get anxiety and I leave. And you also want to keep a steady rhythm through the process. You can make almost anything user-proof, The universe will provide you stupider users, but you can make your user error-proof by making sure that they feel in control. As I said, a calm user is a cooperative user. Also remember, you are not your user. It works on my machine is a thing in usability as well. Just because you know the process does not mean that they do. You can create total user error handling, from front-end validation to back-end validation. Clean data and complete data is next to impossible to do unless you are having a user who feels like they can control it. Also, why would you want data that's going to screw up your lives? You want to make your lives easier. Nothing is more powerful than a lazy developer, because they will find a way to make sure that everything is true cut. So, one of my favorite examples currently is I tried to change my SA flight ticket for DevConf. So I hopped onto the website, I entered the code, I changed my flight. Big error message that basically said, are you absolutely sure you want to change the flight for 14 people? Big and red. I exited immediately and clicked the big undo button. Let the severity of the action meet the severity of the error. If someone has screwed up their email address, you're not going to plaster a modal window in deep red. But if someone wants to delete a database, you might want to double check that. So you always need to be able to give the power to your users. Allow them to feel in control. Everything can be fixed. Everything is okay. It's one of the most powerful sentences that you can have as a developer. Your users are not your enemy. They're hard to work with, we know this, but we all have families. You want your user to feel in control and to feel like nothing they do is the end of the world. Happy users mean happy clients. Happy clients mean less support tickets, which means your life is easier. So, very nice, simple, easy, means absolutely nothing feedback form. I ran out of ideas and really my eyes were bleeding when making this site, so bear with me. Pop here is not in effect because as you leave, I grab my winners and I delete everything, so don't worry. This form was simple, to the point, easy to read, easy to work with. Sleek, simple, I'm getting exactly the data I want from you without making it difficult for you to give it to me.
We have people so distracted that they can't take notes, so you may have to share the slides after the presentation.
That's fantastic. As far as I know, the slide deck will be shared, but I'll put it up on one of my Gits. I need to make a Git. But thanks, everyone. That was literally every bad mistake I've ever come across on the net, compounded and put on steroids. Well, Karika's right in front of you. Why did you rage quit? And you're one of our accessibility users, correct? That's fantastic, thank you. No, you don't count. You're a speaker. No, you raised your hand, so I assumed you wanted my attention. Oh, well, you can have stickers too. I was expecting a lot more hatred. I always say that Cape Town's more forgiving. Apparently you are. So let me talk about being a champion to your user. I dislike using the word like rockstar because it's overused, but being a champion means that you're standing for somebody else's rights. As I said, you know how to make the site work. Your designers know how a site behaves and feels. But bridging the gap between experience and development is the interface, and you as the developers hold that power. You know how to code it. You know how to make it look good. Graphic designers are fantastic, but they cannot do CSS. You have the power, and having these tricks under your belt and knowing exactly what is going to literally drive your users mad will make you unstoppable in our business, especially in South Africa. So a couple of UX tips. People don't come to you because they've got no problems. They come to you to solve a problem. And a confused user doesn't pay. And clients don't like confused users. So make it, anything that you do that makes your client's life easier is worth your effort and worth your time. Balance is everything. So your form, your function, and your performance must all be in sync. You can have the most beautiful website in the world, but if it takes 10 minutes to load, what's the point? If you have an ugly as sin website that is 2 seconds load time, what's the point? So bring everything into balance. Nothing should ever be hindered by something else. Your speed should never be hindered by your usability. Usability should not be hindered by functionality. And remember, know your target market. One of my favorite sayings is, no, if a person wants to buy an orange, they do not care how incredible the code is on the sales system that is built 10,000 times over the top. They want to buy an orange. Your client doesn't care how fancy your code is. They care that it works. Also remember, you are not your users. Okay, shut up, woman, bring on the swag. So for our VR users, let's go into our leaderboard first to see how everyone's done. Alex? Oh my God, woman. Okay, Francois. Okay, so the good news is that Alex has now won a shirt like this. And if my printers decide to play ball with me, I'll be emailing you to get your address. The second place and third place are stickers from my private collection. Okay, third place is Jeff. Congratulations. And we have a whole lot of pink envelopes. I thought I was being terribly clever because in America, when you quit, you get a pink envelope. No one got the joke. So my question is, my VR users didn't put VR in front of their name, so please go and edit your profiles and put VR. So, with the register, we've got to I've got things to give away, work with me. With the register, what was your worst part of it?
May I ask speaker?
Yes? Fantastic!
Finding the register.
Oh, yeah.
Finding it and actually into the fourth stage to register to get to the...
Oh, you cheated. Nicely done. Give this man a sticker. Please go, actually grab one of the stickers on, actually, you know what? And you did it without web dev tools. I'm so impressed.
I registered, managed to log in, and it was logged out, and my account was deleted.
Yes. It's not a bug, it's a feature. I hacked my own site over the weekend, and I still haven't been able to find out where I broke it. Testing's important, kids.
We have a rage quitter on Slack. Robert says he's hurt himself today attending this talk, and please end it. There's a meme.
Okay, Robert, I'll make sure you get a T-shirt and a voucher for therapy. Okay. So one of the other things that I don't know if you noticed was the colors. Okay, please grab an envelope.
The create or the register button was like extremely large.
Yes. Tiny. So So one of the sites I had to develop, and the client fought me on it to the point where I removed my name off the contract, the website, the backend code, the GitHub repository, everything. He wanted people to know that it was a register page. The title was font 80. The form was tiny. And then they had like register. He's like, no, that's good. That's good. I'm like, I said, well, what about cancel and login? No, there's no space anymore. And step by step, did you guys notice the couple of little Easter eggs I hid there? Actually, no. Did anyone find the main Easter egg on the overdose page? The bottom, there was that absolutely fantastic, I don't know, are you calling me? Am I doing something wrong? There was a click me link on top of that incredibly fantastic picture. Did you find it? Yes, you did. That was taken from Disney.com. Currently, in order to go and claim a voucher, that's the link you have to click. And yeah, as I said, I had to get some inspiration from the worst coded websites of 2022. All of these examples, including the green and the green, which just, I'm so sorry for that, I apologize from the bottom of my heart. That was taken from a banking website in America. Current. Their web application is even worse. So it's out there. People are not thinking properly, or they're not being a champion to their users. They're just allowing the client to, dictate. The client is never right. Half the time, the client doesn't even know what they want. It is your job to translate that. Oh, oops. As you can see, I am still very little in my speaker journey. Hopefully next time I'm a bit better. So one of my favorite sayings at the moment is that geeks will inherit the earth. Be part of something bigger than yourself. We have one of the most beautiful global communities. It's never been seen before. We can interact with people like-minded across the globe, and it's never boring. Oh, sorry. And then something I want to request is own your own journey. Become a mentor, get a mentor, be part of your community. Come up and speak. Now, as I said, I'm a terrible speaker, but hell, it's been a lot of fun, sadly breaking all of your hearts today. But just stand up and take part and be counted. Especially in South Africa, our communities are growing and they're so powerful and so much fun to be part of. Just join us. Join us. And my favorite quote is, stay hungry and stay foolish. I hate Apple Mac, I hate Safari, but Steve Jobs knew exactly what he was talking about. And because every good speakers, I stole all my resources from here. Some great reads, and this will be available hopefully soon. And then thank you very much. I apologize so much for the technical difficulties, the bugs that are features. And thank you so much for joining me. Are there any actual questions or complaints? Do you want to see my manager? Oh, sorry, there we go.
Was it scheduled after lunch? Did they want to eat last week?
I was scheduled after lunch because I'm a highly energetic person. And Robert thought it would be good to put me on, after lunch is called Suicide Hour as a speaker. And because I constantly, this is me calm, he just thought it would be, shut up. He thought it would be a good idea to have someone who can bounce on stage. But the fact that you wanted to throw up, ta-da. Any other questions, Skulk? Oh, there we go, hold on.
Hello. Okay. I just wanted to know, there's a scroll bar on the site. Till what number does it go to? I got too frustrated to go till the end. It went way too far.
So the great thing with especially with the early on Facebook ads, if you went in via your web app, they had an invisible pixel. And especially on Safari, that invisible pixel was top minus 5,000, left minus, but they'd forgotten to make it hidden. So your whole page went across. It happens more often than I care to mention. Overflow hidden is a thing. Please use it.
Cool, yeah, that was amazing, thanks. I really enjoyed that. No, it's kind of the same circles I move in as well. So I'm curious, so I often joke and I say that, like, you can't always just give users what they want, because then we would build an e-commerce store that gives things away for free, because at the end of the day, that's what users want. If you ask them long enough, like, how can I make this better, you're eventually going to end the point where they're like, we want this for free. But so obviously that's an extremely contrived example, but there are instances where you need to make trade-offs in terms of usability.
Correct.
So you, for example, spoke about front-end validation and so forth. You know, sometimes making interfaces more usable adds more complexity in terms of the maintainability of the code and so forth. So I'm curious how you navigate those kind of situations. I don't necessarily know myself what the right answer is, which is why I'm asking you.
Well, from a development point of view, what is my time like? So front-end validation on a server load perspective, especially with forms, the code's already there, you know, you have your little thing, and a little message pops up. It's instantaneous, and it's maybe 2 minutes of extra coding time. Back-end validation, when you're doing data cleansing and making sure that nothing's like SQL injected and that, you've got to make the payoff is it going to break my database? Is it going to make my data clean? Versus how much time is it going to take me to code? Remember, from a user perspective, this stuff should be, in inverted commas, instantaneous. From a coding, it's all about, it's your usability, your front form, functionality, and speed all put together. Where is that beautiful balance? But for me, it always comes down to, is my user going to screw up my database? Is this data going to break something? And that's where I do the payoff. Like, if it's going to take me an extra 20 minutes to code a proper SQL injector validation, but it means that someone can't do, you know, star table users, that's what I do.
Yeah, so I was kind of also thinking in terms of like CAPTCHAs and those type of things, you know, where you intentionally sacrifice like usability, but there's method behind the madness. Like, those are kind of the type of things I'm thinking about.
Yeah. It is such a tough one. But also, look at you whole stand on the shoulders of giants things. CAPTCHA's now become a very normal thing to deal with, so users are used to it and happy to play ball. One of my favorites was, please don't hate me, OnlyFans. Trying to get an OnlyFans account with the validation, you had to take a picture of yourself with your driver's license, but they didn't recognize South African driver's licenses, so then you had to do an ID. And eventually, I was on the verge of holding up my fucking birth certificate, trying to get, I still don't have an OnlyFans account, thank God. But that for me was just so, I mean, I get why they do it, but how they even have any users registered is beyond me. So that payoff I felt was completely, it wasn't worth it. So also know your market. South Africa, we still have people who are using Nokia 5110s. You know, one of the images that I'm sorry I had to serve to you was 35 megs. That was not optimized on a cell phone. So it's just, there's common sense, and then there's absolute goddamn stupidity. And for me, overcomplicating anything for the sake of security is too much. Anyone else? I don't know what time we are. Oh, you've been fantastic. Thank you so, so much. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to say this. Smash that like button. Apparently you need to rate me. Please rate me really nicely. There's a vacuum on call. And I need a vacuum. But I also promise to make a really good slide deck next time. But thank you, everybody.